Guys, this is Mutemo in Nasdaq, and I'm going to be showing you how I analyze Nasdaq, and I'll be using my phone. I'll try to keep this video as short as possible and as simple as possible. So with Nasdaq, if you look at Nasdaq, we found our all-time high around that horizontal line, and we seem to have found our lowest point, which is this one, and then we started reversing to the upside. But currently what's happening, we seem to have found a resistance around the zone. That's why we started selling. Okay, so we find our buys around this lowest point, and we have found our sells in this all-time high. Okay, so if you look at this, the market has been buying, meaning we're in a bullish trend. And if I try to find my trend, I'll start to draw my trend line from this lowest point, and then I'll connect to find the second touch, and I'll find the third touch, as you can see this. And if I copy this and take it to the other side, looking for my resistance trend line, I'm gonna find that okay, I have a first touch, which was at this point. As you can see, you have a first touch, and if I copy this, you're gonna be having a second touch at this point, and you had a third touch, and if you go to the upside, you had a fourth touch again, and then a fifth touch, which was our all-time high. Okay, so now since I know that okay, at this point we have support, as you can see we have support, and we had support again at this point, which was our second touch, and I'm gonna delete this one. As you can see, this was support and resistance. So in other words, at this point my resistance was turning to support, indicating that okay, we're going to be buying for the longest time, and we bought and went up. Now we found our highest point, which was this one, and we started selling around this zone. Okay, and we found support. Now we're starting to be what? To be buying. So currently, are we looking to be buying or to be selling? I'm going to be using my trend lines my horizontal lines to be finding my support and resistance. And if I take this horizontal line, I found resistance at this point. As you can see, what do we have? We have resistance from that point, and it broke to turn this into support. It came back to support, and it came back to support again, as you can see. But if I move to a 1 hour time frame, remember what are we looking for? We're looking for buys because we are within this bullish trend. So now I'm going to be moving to my 1 hour time frame. In my 1 hour time frame, I'll also be trying to keep this simple. So within this 1 hour time frame, what are we looking for? We have resistance at this point, we have resistance here, and we find support there, and then we find another support here, which is why we started buying. Okay, and if you move to the left, what do we see? You're gonna find that okay, we did find some resistance here, that's how we started selling, and then we broke again, came back to find support around this zone. So now we are supporting here. What are we expecting? Since we had support, we're expecting the market to at least turn around and start buying. The reason why it's going to be buying is because we are within what this bullish trend. So now, since we're looking for our buys, are we ready to be buying or to be selling? We have to wait for the market to confirm certain to give us a certain confirmation before we can start selling or to be buying. Since we know that okay, we're looking for buys, let me delete this. I'll try to keep this simple and move to a 15 minutes time frame to look for my confirmations. So if we're looking for buys, I'm looking for the market to give me rejections around this trend line, this horizontal support with this one. So I'm looking for the market to give me a bullish candle, a strong bullish candle. I'm looking for the market to give me a strong bullish candle around the zone, as you can see, around the zone, so that I can start buying. So I'm expecting the market to at least reject here and then give me a bullish candle for me to start buying. Before that, I'm not going to be buying. I'll be waiting for the market to see how it plays out. But so far, if you buy from after that bullish confirmation, this is going to be your first take profit around the 23273 trend horizontal line, and then your second take profit will be all the way up until there. And if again, look at this, if you look for a trend line, what do you see? You're gonna find that okay, you have a first touch, and then now we have a second touch. So we're coming to retest again. What are we retesting? We're looking for a third touch. The third touch around our support trend line, which is this one, the inner support trend line. As you can see, let me change it into this. As you can see, so we're looking to be retesting this trend line and find our buys, and this is going to be our first take profit, this is going to be our second take profit. And if I copy this, take it to the other side, what do you see? You're gonna find that okay, we're going to be having a we're going to be having our first touch here. This is going to be our first touch, this is going to be our second touch, and we're going to be looking for a third touch. Sometimes trend lines can be very objective, so the market can buy, break this, to find the zone. So bear in mind, like, the trend lines are there just to help you to find out okay, in which trend line, in which trend are we in. So currently we're in a bullish trend. As you can see on the 4-hour time frame, we're looking for buys because we're in this bullish trend. And if you go to the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, we find that okay, we're in within the support horizontal line, which is why we're looking for buys. And if I move into my 15 minutes time frame, what am I looking for? I'm looking for buys within this horizontal line. And from this horizontal line, what did I find out? I found that okay, if I connect my first touch, my second touch, what do I find? I'm finding another bullish trend line within this overall bullish trend line. So, and then if I take this and move it to the other side, what am I looking for? I'm looking at resistance. As you can see, I had my first touch at that point, and I had my second touch at this point, and now we seem to be looking for a third touch. So for me, Nasdaq is going to be buying around this zone, and my first take profit will be this is going to be my first take profit around the zone, with my second take profit to this zone, this upper zone. So yeah, this is it for me, guys. Please do like, share. This is Mutimo Nasdaq. Thank you, guys.